Today we are going to draft this stylish turtleneck slit top. Now to the work table, I've extended my tape rule by 6 inch. So from there I'll mark my starting line. Now this is my starting line. I'll place it and mark my vertical measurement, which is the bust point 10 inches, the waist 16 inches, and the full length of the pattern. So from there I'll measure the neckline from the starting point. I'll measure my neckline, my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches. I'll measure it, and also measure my neckline, which is 3.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and draft my armhole curve from the midpoint. I'll curve the armhole curve. So the next step is to get my that right from the waistline. I'll measure 4.5 inches, which is my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. I'm using 4 inches. So from there I'll mark 1.5 inch on both sides from the waistline. Then I'll connect it to the bust point. As you can see, I've already labeled the vertical measurement. I'll connect it to the bust point. Then from the armhole curve, I'll connect it from the center to the bust point. That is creating my armhole, my princess dart. Right, so now I'll extend it to the armhole and curve it. Now this will serve as the new armhole. Okay, then I will measure my neckline. From there I'll connect it to the bust, or chest line, rather connecting to the chest line. That is the neckline. So at the up I'll measure the same 3.5 inches of the neckline width, and then create a kind of curve from there and connect it to the shoulder line, and also create a kind of curve like so, and also connect it to the shoulder line. Now this is the horizontal measurement. I measure my horizontal measurement divided by 4 like so, and mark it. Now I'll go ahead to cut it out. Just as simple as that. Okay, so when you look at the dart there, you see that my dart, the present dart, did not connect to the bust point. It stopped at the chest line. So that is a kind of error. So I'm going to correct it when I'm cutting it. So I'm cutting it, I'm adding the dart to the bust point, try to measure it back to the bust point. So when you're drafting your own, take note of that. So I'll measure it and cut it off. Right, so I'll go ahead to cut out the neckline. I'll cut it off, and then the shoulder line like so. So this is just it. Alright, so look at it. So I'll go ahead and mark it at the bust point. The next step is to tape it together. I'll mark my arrow indicating the bust point and the chest line, so it will be easy when I'm drafting it on the fabric. So this is just how it is. Now let's quickly draft the back pattern. Now from the back pattern, I'll go ahead to extend my tape to 6 inches like I did in the front pattern, and I measured the horizontal measurements. I measure the chest line and the waist. So I'll mark my dart there. Then from the starting line, I'll place my armhole and the shoulder slope like so, and also stopping at using 3.5 inch I use at the front pattern. And this neckline, this back pattern is not going to have any neckline, but I'm just drafting it to know how to measure it. So I can see the back line does not have zipper allowance or neckline. So I'll go ahead to mark my dart. I'll take 1 inches at the waistline and connect it. So from there I'll place the neckline at the starting point and thread this turtleneck pattern like on it like so. So I'll press it. So the next step is to measure my horizontal measurement and add the dart taking. Then I'll connect it together. So this is how it is. I'm going ahead to cut it off. Alright, so I'll cut the neckline, and this is just it. So you can see my back dart, I did not cut out the back dart. So you can cut yours. That's why you look as if the bag is bigger than the front. No, this is just how it is. So you sew it from the tip to the armhole, and sew the other parts from the armhole to the shoulder line. So thank you for watching.